This wasn't a random outburst, and it definitely wasn't for attention. What unfolded was years of silence finally breaking in public. When Cam confronted Jim Jones and Mace, it wasn't about one comment or one moment. It was frustration that had been building quietly for years, ignored loyalty, unspoken tension, and respect that never felt returned. And when those emotions finally surfaced, they didn't come out calm or controlled. They came out raw, personal, and impossible to take back. From that moment on, the energy shifted, and nothing between them was the same again.
Bigger, back on the check-in, on the turn-up, on the pop-up, fuck with me.
Yeah, you need to check in, bro. You better tap in before you touch down here in Boston, bro. Boston, we need that paperwork ASAP. Pooh Sims just hit my line, bro. We need that paperwork ASAP. We're not playing no games, bro. Don't come out here, bro, unless you got that.
The situation escalated quickly when Cam finally confronted Jim Jones and Mace, turning years of quiet tension into a very public clash. This wasn't random, and it wasn't for attention. The pressure had been building for years, quietly weighing on him until it finally spilled over. When it broke, Cam's frustration didn't feel playful or staged. It came across as personal, raw, and clearly fed up. That intensity was immediately felt by everyone watching.
Oh, now they cool all of a sudden. They didn't realize they had this much in common. What y'all bitches got in common? Y'all ain't got nothing in common. Y'all
want your attention, man.
Huh?
He wants your attention.
I'm giving it to him for the 5 minutes. I gave him the 5 minutes. I just gave him they 5 minutes. They got it, man. They got it. I'm not going to say nothing else about it, because when I see it, I promise you, like I say, I paused it, but it's just like a little bit. Look at these niggas. Yo, I swear to God, just be laughing.
When someone speaks like they've been holding back for too long, every word lands. Every line carries weight. Once Cam started speaking openly, the energy shifted immediately. This wasn't about a single comment or an interview clip. It went deeper, about respect that felt ignored, loyalty that seemed questionable, and old issues that were never resolved. Those wounds had been silent, but they were never gone.
With you and shit, like when you first came out, me like a lot of people, I guess we assumed that you was Max B replacement and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You had to deal with that, right? Coming up, right?
I still deal with it here and there.
Word.
Because he's a talented dude, but what happened was I was doing music before here and there, you know what I mean? But my man Ash or whatever. But I kept getting locked up, going away.
Right.
So when Zeke came home, he was like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, you got that little singing melody thing. I'm not a singer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like, you got that little melody thing going on. Let's do music. You know what I mean? They gave me a deal, cut me a nice check, like, get paid, nigga. So
right.
I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this jail shit, man. Like, skip bids and never been locked up like no 5 years and no shit like that. But I just got tired of getting locked up. You know what I mean? So I did the music, and then
The timing made it even more chaotic. While Cam was letting it out, Max B was trying to calm things down and prevent the situation from escalating further. That contrast only intensified the tension. One side was heated and emotional, the other calm and seeking peace. Max's attempt to mediate highlighted just how deep the rift ran. When peace gets pushed aside like that, it shows unresolved wounds, and that's exactly what this felt like. Cam's words carried the weight of betrayal. He wasn't just calling out actions, he was calling out energy, and that resonates differently.
Actually, I came home, I think Max came home around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know their situation. I really wasn't, you know what I mean? It was just me and Zeke going in the studio along with the rest of 730 or whatever.
Right.
And we was doing our thing. I remember one day we was in the Jewel's studio, and Jewel was like, you and Max should do a duo, like a duet. You know what I mean? And that's how me and Max got cool or whatever, and we did the Henny song, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, so y'all had a chance to work together. People don't talk about the positives. They just try to harp on the negative
shit.
shit.
The negative sides, man. Like,
Right.
we did the Henny record. Max did the hook. And we planned on doing some other music, but you know, niggas fell out.
Right.
He had his issues with Jim or whatever.
Right.
And then, you know, that's like kind of home team. Not kind of, it is home team. So once you fall out with him, it's like,
That's it.
I met you through somebody else. So it's, you know what I mean? We don't really have a problem, but I can't, you know what I mean?
Can't fuck.
He pointed out who acted strangely, who stayed silent, and who switched loyalties when it mattered most. In hip-hop, silence can speak louder than words, and the culture noticed immediately. This wasn't about social media clout or viral moments. It was about boundaries crossed behind closed doors finally coming to light. Once that happens, there's no rewinding. Fans could see this wasn't staged. The anger was real, the disappointment long-standing. Cam didn't sound like someone chasing headlines. He sounded like someone exhausted from pretending everything was fine. Honesty rarely comes neat. It comes messy, emotional, and impossible to ignore. That's why this situation hit so fast. By the first wave of clips, it was clear this wasn't just a quick exchange. It felt like a reckoning. A long-standing fracture was exposed, and history doesn't fade quietly. It demands attention. As clips spread, the conversation shifted from shock to deeper analysis. This wasn't just Cam versus Jim, it was Cam versus how the situation had been handled for years. Maino's involvement added another layer, hinting that alliances might have quietly shifted behind the scenes. Public respect can look solid, but street codes rely on consistency. When assumptions collapse, reputations suffer.
You know, for fans that's older fans and know all of us and know a little bit of history about what used to go on in the past, which I don't really bring up. Even like when I did the interview with Max, I'm not going to bring up no old problems he had. I'm not saying anything to get him in any new problems. I'm not doing anything to get him back sent to the penitentiary or jail or whatever the case may be. Because some people like, Cam, you ain't asked this, and Cam, you ain't asked that. The man was home 3-4 days and did an interview with me to where he didn't have to. You know, even though that's my brother, I know we grew up together and all that shit, but you know, that nigga trying to get to the chicken. The nigga just got out there doing 17 years to get him in some future beef, bring up old beef, internet beef, something like that, period. Or to get him to say some shit to where he gets him back to jail. He's on 5 years parole, if I'm not mistaken. But I said all that to say this is that for those that don't know, and we're not gonna get too much into it, you know, I know y'all two may had a little history in the past where it wasn't that good, but Max told me to tell you all that shit is old. He fuck with you. It's much love. He was before he came home, he was in jail watching Talk with Fleet, and he loved the shows. He just wanted to let you know it's all good on his behalf. So we not stirring up no old beef, and he just wanted to let you know, and let me know to let you know that everything's all good on his end, man. Period.
That's what's up. And shout out the whole Raw Way, New Jersey. I did hear that. They Talk with Fleet fans in there. They watch.
Cam's frustration sounded like someone realizing too late that loyalty wasn't reciprocated. That kind of realization cuts deeper than any clever remark. Fans noticed the contrast between Cam's emotional outburst and Jim and Maino's calm demeanor. Calm can appear mature, but when someone feels ignored, it can seem dismissive. Many debated whether Cam went too far or finally spoke up. Most leaned toward the latter. Frustration like this usually comes after years of keeping issues private. When private solutions fail, things almost always spill publicly. Max B's effort for peace complicated matters. His approach felt exhausted, but genuine, not staged. Peace only works when everyone is ready, and Cam clearly wasn't. When one side isn't ready, attempts at peace can highlight every hidden crack. That's exactly what happened. Max's calm energy made Cam's anger sharper, but sharp doesn't mean wrong. Sometimes it just means overdue. The culture knows emotions don't follow schedules. Time doesn't heal if issues are ignored. Wounds are just covered. Cam exposed what was underneath, reigniting old debates about loyalty and contributions that never truly ended.
Maino, ask him how he met Maino. Maino's gonna downplay because they cool now. He tried to press Maino one day because Maino first came out. He had a little record dissing the rappers. I don't know, he said his name. So Jim plus see Maino one day and was like, yo, what's up with all that saying my name? Maino said, who the f you talking to? Oh, you think I wanted that? You out your motherfucking mind? Now they the lobby. Every that do something to put pressure on you, you sit there and work it out. But when you got a little genuine heart for you and all that, cool, that's the pattern.
All right, so what happened when
So the song he's talking about is a song that put me in the game. It was a song called Rumors, where I was talking about all of the rumors in the industry. So just for clarity purposes. And the thing about that is that I mentioned him in the song.
Those discussions didn't vanish, they just went quiet. Cam's outburst gave them new life. Tension existed long before, waiting for space to show itself. By now, this was no longer just entertainment. It became a real-life example of how unresolved history can affect present relationships. The culture was watching closely. This felt like a crossroads. Either issues would finally be addressed honestly, or divisions could become permanent. Permanent rifts don't fade, they reshape legacies. As things settled, the focus shifted to accountability and emotional truth. It wasn't about who shouted the loudest, but who felt ignored the longest. Cam's frustration was layered, connected to unresolved issues that were buried while public appearances stayed friendly. Cracks in brotherhood don't heal themselves, they grow when ignored. The streets respected that Cam didn't sugarcoat. Honesty shakes things up but clears the air. Cam chose honesty, making the situation uncomfortable, but discomfort is often the price of real progress. Maino's involvement added complexity, hinting this wasn't just an internal dispute anymore. Cam's reaction suggested boundaries were crossed that couldn't be dismissed. Whether people agree or not, perception drives reaction, and the perception here was clear. Max B's steady call for peace stood out, earning respect even from critics. Wanting peace amid chaos isn't weakness, it's exhaustion from repeated cycles. Cycles only break when someone disrupts them. Cam disrupted. Max attempted to mend. Jim and Maino stayed steady. That triangle created tension that captivated fans and raised questions about whether old crews can truly heal, or if success only masks cracks until pressure exposes them. This showed that time alone doesn't fix issues. Conversations do. When avoided too long, they explode. By now, the story wasn't about sides, it was about understanding the dynamics that led here. Everyone appeared human, emotional, and flawed. That authenticity made the moment real, not staged. Real moments stick longer than viral clips. This wasn't just a blow-up, it was a long-delayed confrontation made public. Once the door opened, there was no quiet way to close it. Cam's outburst forced years of avoided conversations into clarity. Max B's push for peace reminded everyone of what's at stake when history remains unresolved. Every reaction mattered. The culture gained a clearer picture of why some relationships never fully healed. Problems weren't caused by one moment, but by years of silence, assumptions, and unspoken resentment. Stacked high enough, one spark sets everything in motion. That spark happened here. This moment came with no easy answers, no instant resolution, and no quick peace, just real life. Real situations leave questions and demand honesty. Whether that leads to repair or separation is still unknown. Pretending everything is fine is no longer an option. Energy has shifted permanently. Fans will now read every move differently. Silence will speak as loudly as words. This is the aftermath of a real fallout, not a tension-seeking drama. It shows why this moment hit so hard and why it mattered beyond headlines.